Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Just want to go over a few things I'm looking at into next week and just a little bit about the overall market. So, we had quad witching on Friday. Um, Here is SPY, and the white lines represent every time we've had a quad witching. So, we've been in very strong bull market since these March lows, and we're finally starting to test a little bit of this downtrend. A lot of people are freaking out, right? Um, there are basically two ways that Monday could shape out. I think. One, we just get in a very aggressive bounce off this 50-day moving average, or two, we don't gap down, we consolidate for the next few days, and then we start to test lower prices at the 150-day moving average, or I'm sorry, the 100-day moving average. Um, I really expect SPY to bounce. I don't see too many bearish setups in the overall market, and we could even demonstrate that in Qs. Qs look relatively stronger to the SPYs. We haven't even pulled down to this 50-day moving average on Qs, which actually is a very big support right here. We have multiple rejections, into here. So if we pull into this 50-day moving average, I do expect somewhat of a bounce. So with SPY, we just have to see if we could hold this 50-day. And if we don't and we consolidate a little bit, there are probably some names that are setting up to get short into the 150-day, into the 100-day moving average, right? So some names I like for Monday is this upwork right here. We had some elevated RVOL on Friday, starting to fill this gap into here. So I do expect Upwork to have a nice day two move. The hourly chart looks really nice, flagging a bit if we could get above. I would say maybe this 50 area is going to be big inflection. We could get a nice scalp into 60 areas. Let me check Upwork's ATR. So we had almost 2 RVOL on Friday, has around 5% short float and a 1.8 ATR. So you could expect it to move into this gap fill potentially. $1.50 isn't pretty much out of the picture. I like it. So gonna be looking at that definitely. Another name that I like is Pltr. Broke out of this 2750 area on Thursday. Friday, we held that. There's basically two scenarios I'd like this to play out. Um, we could get a pull in into this 5-day moving average as this catches up. I would love to take a bounce into here. Second way I'd probably play it is a bounce into this 50-day moving average on the hourly. Our 5-minute chart is a little bit messy, and this stock doesn't really trade as clean. So I would expect a little bit of consolidation, maybe a bounce into that rising moving average, right? On the short side, Peloton, really like this daily chart. If we get under this 102.50 area, I would expect a test of these lows here. Doesn't look too bad. Hourly chart does not look that pretty. We have the hourly volley band not really expanded, but still I think this could set up for a nice second entry, or if it consolidates a little bit more and this hourly volley expands, we could take a nice short into it. But gonna be watching that. Our daily chart looks pretty nice. Like we have this head and shoulders pattern, and 102.50 is definitely a nice inflection point to get short. Netflix, another name that I like long. We held this support and trending above this 20-day. Maybe this consolidates a little bit more. I would love for it to consolidate and then break out above this 93.30 area. I think any close above into here, we could start to test higher prices on that. The weekly chart looks absolutely beautiful. Bounced off the 5 on the weekly. And we've just had this massive consolidation for a year. So I think this could set up for a really nice weekly swing if we start to get some volume. Like as you can see, like right here, like once we broke out, we had a really nice up move on that. Like just these weekly areas of consolidation could give us some nice risk reward trades. So gonna definitely be watching this Netflix for that.
Yeah, I'm down.
So another name that I find interesting is a ZM. We bounced off this 73 area, 273, which is pretty big support. Um, but this daily Bollinger Band is expanded, right? So if it loses the 73, I do like it to the short side. There is quite a bit of supply here, but this generally is a pretty bullish reversal pattern. So maybe we could scalp this on our hourly chart, but not particularly my favorite idea. I think any close above this area right here, we could test this 20-day and maybe even gap fill this earnings move into the 50-day moving average. But these moving averages have to catch up if we want to take this to the short side. But it does look all right. I do think Zoom's valuation is very high, so this stock is definitely in a big spot. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Another name I like is Tesla. Tesla, we got a really nice rejection off this pivot point, and we're setting up to test this daily Bollinger Band right here. So I think, this hourly looks all right. Maybe above this 61 area doesn't look bad. Yeah, 5-minute chart doesn't look terrible. Yeah, so maybe over this 64 area, we could start to wake up on Tesla, but we would have to see. I do think Tesla does need some more consolidation to set up for a move higher, but it's definitely lagging compared to its other technology names. But we'll see. Maybe we could even get a rejection off this 82 level. Google could maybe set up. I kind of like this bull flag that it had. The daily Bollinger Bands are starting to contract a bit, so maybe not. But if it loses this 805 level right here, maybe you have a shot at this daily Bollinger Band and this 50 moving average right here, which lines up with our pivot point. Doesn't look too bad on the short side. Google can use a little bit of a rest, but also lines up with this trend line, so maybe a short into that might not be a bad idea. But other than that, that's all I have for today, and thank you guys for watching.